to our virtual tour of the new Animal Welfare Care and Education Center. Welcome to our retail area. As you can see, we've got a nice large space, and this room will become a retail area where we will sell pet supplies, pet food, leashes, collars, beds, dog food, bowls, anything you would find like a PetSmart. So this will be a revenue source for us as the shelter gets open. So come on in, I'll show you some more. There's two rooms right here, right as you walk in the entrance of our shelter. And this basically is going to be for some of our dogs that have been here for an awful long time. As people come in the building, we want to see that these dogs really need to be adopted. And so we're putting them front and foremost so people can see them and hopefully they'll get a better chance of being adopted. Come follow me. As you head down the steps and look over the balcony, you'll see in most shelters, the cats are kind of put away in a room somewhere and not really a focal point. But in this shelter, our cats are as important as our dogs. And as you can see here, the two rooms to your left are going to be exercise areas for cats where they can be socialized and play and be in a room that's similar to your house. And on the right, we have a huge, big rectangle with 44 3 levels of cat condominiums. So we can put kittens together, cats together, and separate them depending on how they get along with each other. But this will be all glassed in. The service area will be from inside. But this way, when you come down here, everything will be all glass so kids don't have to put their fingers in and play with the cats, and it'll be clean and purified, and it'll be a great visual of all the cats we have in our shelter. Come on and follow me. We've got lots more to show you.
Okay.
On one side of the building here, we've got a handicap ramp, and the other side we've got stairs. So we'll head down. And as you can see, we've put really uplifting colors in the building because when you come to this facility, we want to make sure that people are happy and cheerful. And so we try to pick colors that really are wonderful as you walk in the building and are very inviting. Now you'll get a better look of our feline exercise areas and the cat condominiums. As we head to the back of the room, this area is going to be our welcome area where our administration's offices will be behind here. So as you come in, you'll be greeted by people, and also behind this area you're going to have all the adoptions will take place. This will be computers, and we can go in behind the next room and you'll see all the administrative offices, like our accounting department, marketing department, volunteer administrator, and a big break area inside behind the walls there. So this is all going to be administration right here. Back, I'm going to show you where our administration headquarters are in the building. This will be where all the adoption paperwork will take place. Our computers will be here. So when people want to adopt an animal, they'll come in here, fill out the paperwork, and everything will be processed in this room. If you follow me a little further back, this is going to be a big volunteer room, a room where we can do organizing programs, fundraisers that we have going on in here. You can see 3 offices on your left. Our director will have an office there, marketing, public relations, and our volunteer coordinator will have desks in these areas, and we've got supply rooms and desks on the other side too. So what's wonderful about this building is that we will never outgrow this building 20, 30, 40 years from now because we've got adequate space to house anything that could go on when it comes to the Animal Welfare Care and Education Center. Once again, as you look to my left, we have the cat condominiums, and they will all be housed here ready for adoption. And to my left on this side, we have a family bonding suite. So if you find a cat that you really want to look at and play with and see if it gets along with the family members, you can come inside this room, sit down with your family, and take your time and get to know the cat and make sure that's really your forever pet. And follow me here. In front of me is a huge indoor dog play area. The floor will all be rubberized, and this way when the dogs in the wintertime, when the weather's bad, they'll definitely get to have their exercise all year round. They can play. We can do agility training here, and also do obedience training. So this room is large enough to accommodate any type of activities you want to do with the animals, to do training and teach them how to all their commands. So that's going to be a fun area. And that area can be rented out to different people in the community that also want to do certain dog training courses. As we walk down the hall, we've got 3 more family bonding suites. So if you find a dog that you want to play with and interact with your family, you'll go in one of these rooms and see if this dog gets along with your animal and also your family members to make sure it's the pet for your family. And as we head down to another room on the left-hand side, this is going to be our puppy adoption area. Right now our puppies are housed with our big dogs, and it's not really the most feasible way to have them living together because puppies are very stressed out. So this is a separate area in the whole building where the puppies will be by themselves, have peace and quiet, and not be stressed out, and the mothers can be in there with their puppies also. If you look behind this room, we've got an indoor puppy play area. So this way, when we get a whole litter of puppies, we can let them loose in this room and they can run around and get their exercise and be socialized with a volunteer. And also, one thing to see is that in every one of our rooms that we house our animals, everything has complete separate airflow, so there's no spread of disease or bacteria. And every room will have their own washer and dryer, their own food station, and everything is self-contained in that area, so nothing can spread from room to room. And behind me you can see there's a door that takes you outside. We will have 4 separate exercise areas behind the building so that there'll be room for 2 large dogs to exercise, the smaller dogs and the puppies. So that way in the summertime when the weather is beautiful and the dogs can get out and get their fresh air and their sunshine and play with each other. So that's what's really wonderful about when you have animals around. You need to get them outside and exercise them because that way the stress level is lower and they're much more adoptable to the people that come to see them. Okay, follow me to the next area of our shelter. If you look to my left, here is where all the dogs will be housed that are up for adoption. If you walk in, right now we still have to put the floors in and put the kennels in. And we will have a bank of 10 cages coming down one side, another bank of 10 on the other side. And each cage will have a pass-through. So you can eventually, if you needed to, put up to 40 dogs in this room, but 20 is what we find feasible so that each dog has a larger run to play in. And once again, like I mentioned to you in the puppy room, every one of these rooms are self-contained. The airflow is just for this room and it changes over like about every 10 minutes. You'll have your complete washer and dryer in here, your own feeding station, and when a volunteer works with these dogs in this room, they do not cross over to another room, so there's no type of bacteria or any germs being spread from room to room. And there will be a door in the back corner that will eventually go outside to an outside exercise area. So every day, these dogs can all get out and get some sunshine and fresh air. And if you look to my left, I've got another room duplicated, looks exactly like that. And this will be another adoption kennel. So that way we can literally have 20 dogs in this room, another 20 dogs in this room, and the same setup where everything is self-contained. And like I mentioned, with the washer and dryer and the feeding station. And also the air system in this room also changes over every 10 minutes, and there's no cross-contamination in any part of the whole shelter. And eventually, if we had to, we could put up to 80 dogs in this one area. So that's what's so important. Across the hall from me, it's kind of dark in this room right now because it is not finished. Eventually, we plan to have Kent State University have their veterinary technician program, their students do their hands-on training in this building. And what is so wonderful about this is that these students can do all their hands-on training with our shelter dogs, so that when these dogs come in, they'll have tip-top medical treatment done and performed on them, and that'll make them that much more adoptable when they come in, they go into our kennels and they're up for adoption. So it really is it's a twofold for everybody. Kent State students get their training, and our dogs have all their medical care taken care of. And come on in this room, I'm going to show you what the surgery center is going to look like. It's kind of dark in here, but Kent State is going to help us build this area out. If you look to my right, this will be where surgery is conducted, and all the students in their technician program can stand around the professor and the veterinarian and see how the surgery is performed. We've also got x-ray in this room, recovery in this room, a pharmacy in this room, and a complete wet area in the middle where the students can perform dentals on the dogs. In this building, the first phase of this building, when it is complete, Animal Welfare League will come into the building and do everything we normally do in our other location. But we are going to be coordinated and affiliated with the Trumbull County Pound, that is down the road, and Kent State University. So behind me, where this door is closed, that area is going to be built out for the Trumbull County Pound when they move in with us. They will have offices down there. We have a garage that can open up. When the garage door comes down, you can bring the animals in and secure them in cages, so when we come into work the next day, we will make sure the animals are taken care of and put into certain areas where they belong. So this whole build out is going to be a second phase of putting the whole shelter together. Also behind this room, you're going to have quarantine, you're going to have isolation, and when Kent State comes in, they will have a bank of lockers where the students can put all their belongings. So this is phase 2 of what's going on right now. So follow me, and I'm going to show you where, when the Trumbull County Pound comes in with Animal Welfare League, we've got 2 more big banks of cages in the adoption room. That's going to be very similar to what you see right here, that's completely done, but their build out is going on the other side of the building. Follow me. When our animals come in the building and they're coming off the street or somebody has to relinquish a pet to us, this is going to be a canine examination room. Here the dog will be vetted and looked over by the veterinarian or our technician to see if there's any health problems, and they will determine when it is best that they can go out and be put in our regular adoption facility, in the regular kennel. And dogs that are brought in, we do have to put ads in the paper to make sure that a person is not missing their dog, so we can't put that dog up for adoption right away. So that is going to be the canine holding area. To my left is the feline holding area. And around the corner is going to be a feline maternity ward also. So when cats come in, just like the dogs, they are vetted, they're given their shots, examinations, and determining if they're in good shape, we can put them out in the general population in the main part of the adoption area. And if they have to be quarantined or put in isolation, they will be put in those rooms also. So this is our feline holding room, and around the corner is the maternity room, so they have peace and quiet for the mother cats and little kittens. As you can see in this little room, it's called our Pocket Pets Suite. A lot of times at the Animal Welfare League, people drop off rabbits and little pocket pets, ferrets, snakes, lizards, turtles. We've had them all, and we keep those animals and we try to find families that will want to adopt them and take care of them. So besides having dogs and cats, we run the gamut of farm animals many times. Right now we've got a goat at our place, we've had pigs, we've had horses, and we have all kinds of little pocket pets too. So it has 4 little legs, we'll take care of it. Follow me then to the other side of the building. I had mentioned when the Trumbull County Pound comes in with us, we have 2 very large holding areas, adoption areas, like you saw on the other side of the building that were completely done. So their 2 areas will mimic what we have before, and that way we'll have under one roof a huge area to take care of all the dogs that will be adoptable. And when it eventually gets done, Animal Welfare League will be on this side of the building taking care of our animals, and then the pound will be on that side of the building, and we will help take care of their animals also. So it'll be one central location in the whole county to come and look for your animal or to adopt an animal. Also to my left, there'll be another phase which will not be finished yet, but it is a huge education room. It's kind of dark in there right now because it's just cinder block, but that education room is very large. It's probably 1,000 square feet or 2,000 square feet, and it will be used to hold seminars. The public can rent it out to have showers, to have workshops. So this area will be something that the public can use as well as we'll use to do training in the Animal Welfare League Center here. Beside that room, we'll have a full-size kitchen, and bathrooms, and also another volunteer break room. So that is another phase of our project. So as you can see, we have a lot going on underneath one roof. The middle section is Animal Welfare League. We hope to have the pound in here before too long. They will be on one side, and then Kent State will also be on the other side. So as you can see, besides taking care of our animals, education is a prime concern of ours in the community. As you came up the driveway, you probably saw we've got 4 baseball fields on our property. We are working with an organization to make those fields available to the community, spring, summer, and fall. And there will be many tournaments being hosted on these fields. We also have a beautiful dog park on our property. And as you can see, it's very large, and that area will be used to exercise our dogs and eventually will be open to the public to use. Right now, we're at the last part of our campaign, which can be the most difficult. We need to buy or purchase our flooring, our dog kennels, and our cat condominiums. Any donation will be helpful to all of us to reach our goal, which is to provide the state-of-the-art care, adoption of our animals, and education to our community. And I hope you've enjoyed the tour. If you have any questions, call the Animal Welfare League. We're at 330-394-3512. And we hope that you see that we've put a lot of effort and time and wonderful money from the community to build this place the way it is, and we need to raise a little bit more money to finish some of the other areas. So thank you for being here with us today.